semi-final matches in the FA Cup, and it turned out it's a Chelsea-Arsenal final at Wembley. Shegun, I remember the days of the dropper. It was a one-sided affair. And let's look at Arsenal. This might just be what they stand to gain this season. Who knows if they'll qualify for the top four? And look at Chelsea and how they bounced back from the Manchester United defeat, and they're in the final.
To be honest, if I was going to predict the final, I would have predicted a Spurs Arsenal final. I felt Spurs had the momentum coming into the Chelsea game. I knew Chelsea were hugely disappointed by not only the result at Old Trafford, but the manner of their performance. For whatever reason, they just didn't roll up. But what Conte did was superb during that time. He managed to, dare I say, remotivate them, get them energized and up for the game against Spurs. Spurs were coming in with all the momentum. That's why I, for one, picked them to win the game. And then he benched two of his key players, Hazard and Costa. Costa had a horrible game at United, and Jerry's only scored 3 goals this calendar year.
That's right. In
all competitions. And Hazard, got a measure of criticism for not being able to, outwit or evade under Herrera's clutches, against Manchester United. So he left him on the bench, went with Willian, and Batshuayi, who I think had a decent game. He didn't get on the score sheet, but he was mobile. He put in a lot of effort. And what can you say about Willian? Willian is a player that I have a lot of time. Ever since he chose not to join Spurs and went to Chelsea, he's delivered consistent. Even last season when Chelsea had a horrible season, he was one of their better players. There are rumors that Manchester United is looking after him. And since he's his second choice at Chelsea, hey, if I were him, I'd leave. But he scored 2 brilliant goals, a fantastic free kick and a brilliant penalty. And I do believe the turning point of that game was Victor Moses' very, very clever piece of simulation. But, I won't call it diving.
It wasn't diving.
It wasn't that, but he saw Son coming and he said, "Thank you very much." I just went over and thank you very much. Son obliged. It was it was a forward tackle. He didn't need to go to ground, and was just used him to get the penalty. And that kind of, even though Spurs came back into the game, but you always knew that Chelsea had the capability, to snatch another goal. Hazard came on, promptly got the goal. Fabregas came in, stretched the game, and then what can you say about Matthijs' goal? His first goal of the season, and oh, what a goal. So, Chelsea deserved winners, and a fantastic, one of the best games of football I watched this season.
All right, one of the best games of football, no doubt. And how's this going to turn out?
Good question. I don't know. You said something about days of Didier Drogba, but I like to remind our younger viewers, that pre-Abramovich, pre-Mourinho, Arsenal used to get the better of Chelsea on a regular basis. In fact, I think their last FA Cup meeting, I'm not too sure, but I think Arsenal won. And to be honest with you, it really depends on what happens, because it's going to be after the season. For all we know, Chelsea might not be they might be going for a double, or they might be going for, they might be going into the FA Cup after the massive disappointment of actually not winning. You understand? Any football is a crazy game.
It's after the season.
So anything can happen. Then Arsenal too could be coming into that final, not having finished in the top four. So their whole season rests on winning the FA Cup. So you know what? It's going to be a game that I look for. And Arsenal even though I predicted an Arsenal win, but most punters' money was on City winning, considering definitely their form before they came into the final and Arsenal's patchy form. But Arsenal showed the requisite levels, and which is what their fans have been asking for. Fight for the shirt, turn up on the day, and put in a performance. You don't have to win all the time. At times your team loses, but everybody leaves everything on the field, and you can take that. But when you see players like Ozil, and unfortunately his body language, that's just the way he is, ambling around the field, it kind of infuriates fans. But in fairness to Arsenal, even Monreal that gave away the first goal, equalized, and Sanchez, who has been one of their better players, if not their best player, got the go-ahead goal, and once they got that goal, they were never likely to give it up.
Yeah, that was it. Nacho Monreal, of course, was on the score sheet as well. Sergio Aguero scored for City in that game, and like you said, City were the bookies' favourites to win that game. Pep doesn't seem like he's going to get anything this first season.
You know what, George?
Did he predict this himself?
You know, I don't know what he predicted, but you know, I find Pep Guardiola to be very arrogant. You know, even if he doesn't.
You've always been saying.
Yeah, I've always been saying that, and to be honest with you, I'm happy he's not going to win anything, because it's like the truth. You know, his apologies say, "Oh, it's his first season," but Pellegrini, you know, won his first season, and you got rid of him. Even last season, that you got rid of him. Pellegrini won the AFL Cup. You know, there's a possibility that Pep not only will win nothing, but it's possible that he will finish outside the top 4. You know, and
will he be sacked?
It won't be. Oh, definitely won't be sacked.
Definitely.
His apologies were out there. Oh, that the players he had were not good enough. That they.
But what if he stays 3 seasons without winning?
Oh, he's going to be sacked, because at the end of the day, you know, a City, you go even 2 seasons without anything. Because the truth of the matter is that no matter the noises coming out of Manchester City, oh, we're looking at next year. People should remember that next year every other team will be better. Arsenal will be better. Chelsea will be better.
Definitely.
Liverpool will be better. Spurs are going to be better. Manchester United will be better. Even the Evertons of the world will improve. So it's going to be, the Premier League gets more difficult to win every year. So if you, you know, and if you ask me, Pep is culpable and liable for some of City's setbacks. They've conceded about 35 goals in the league. Their defense, they scored quite a bit, but defensively,
average age of you know, all players are in their 30s.
Yeah, but he knew. I always tell people, he knew that Pep knew he was going to take over City in January 2016. You know, that's
he knew he was giving prior knowledge from Bayern.
He had told Bayern that he wasn't renewing his contract, and so he would have been following, would have known you know, the players he's going to picture. And by and large, the players he's brought in haven't set the world. Sané has been okay. Gabriel Jesus was very good before he got injured, but he's bringing in, getting out the goalkeeper. What's his name again? That's gone to Torino now.
Joe Hart.
Joe Hart got him out. Brought in this guy from Barcelona, who I think I think has been a disaster. You know, so Pep has a lot to answer for, and maybe he needs to. He still needs to get to grips with the reality of the English. It's no La Liga and it's no Bundesliga. In fact, if you want to argue, if you now want to see how tough the Premier League is, watch Pep has never been doubled by any Premier League manager before. Spurs, they're on a very good run in the Premier. I think they won 7 or 8 games on the bounce. They won 12 games in a row at home. They had a lot of momentum. I think, as I said, I think they gave away the initiative they gave against Chelsea by conceding goals in a sloppy manner. Alderweireld on, was it Pedro to bring him down, gave away the penalty. And in fact, they literally gifted Chelsea 2 set pieces. You know, if that game had been devoid of set pieces, of course, big if, maybe Spurs would. But I think they'll recover. They're a very good side.
Nothing for Pochettino, nothing for them this season, obviously.
The league is still open. It's still open.
That's Chelsea's league.
My brother, it's 4 points. There's still a lot to play for.
And of course, the Premier League will be back this week, and hopefully after the games, midweek games, will come and discuss about the top 4. But it's Chelsea Arsenal for the final in Wembley. Who would you put your money on? We'll be right back.